On our journeys through life, we sometimes come across experiences that defy normal logic. We call these experiences paranormal. Many people have dedicated their entire lives to trying to understand the paranormal. Along the way, they've come across some pretty interesting stories. Tonight, we'll explore a few of these stories as we try to better our own understanding. So please join our host, Mr. Greg Stout, founder of Elgin Paranormal Investigators, as he takes you through some of Elgin's more infamous and lesser known haunts on this, A Passage Through the Paranormal.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Greg Stout. We're here at our first stop on the Passage Through the Paranormal in Bluff City Cemetery. We're going to visit the grave of a little girl that died in 1922. This is a story about a man who made a tombstone and took a picture of it. It's a story called The Portrait. As legend has it, when this little girl died and the man built this tombstone, he loved it so much that he came out and took a picture of it. Now, he took the picture, had it developed, and put it on the wall of the stone cutting shop right across the street. Now, when the lady came in to pay for the tombstone, she saw the portrait on the wall. And she fainted, dead away. Now, when they finally revived her, they asked her what happened. She said, "In the portrait, I saw my daughter standing right here, next to the tombstone, and the face of the devil in the trees behind her." Now, a lot of times in the world of paranormal investigating, we get a thing called matrixing, which is something when you stare at something enough or you see something right away out of the corner of your eye, you tend to see images, pictures, maybe apparitions. Did she really see her daughter standing here next to the statue? The devil in the trees behind her? Or were her eyes playing tricks on her? Was it an actual paranormal event? you be the judge. On to our next stop. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our second stop. This is the School of the Dead. The reason they call this the School of the Dead is that at one time this area was a cemetery. After 100 years, in 1945, they decided to exhume all the bodies and change this area into a park. Now, after it was a park, it became a school. Now, when they started building the school, they found 13 bodies in the main construction area. Now, they had to stop all construction and make sure that this wasn't a long-lost tribe of Indians or something like that. So the archaeologists verified the age of the bones and found they were just regular town folk. And they continued to build the school after they moved the bodies down to Bluff City. Now, in the 1970s, they decided that they needed a gym. Now, when they started building the gym, lo and behold, they found 8 more bodies. They were all children. Now, sometime in our past, we had an epidemic of some kind of childhood disease that they didn't have a cure for that killed a lot of children. Now, they exhumed these bodies and continued to build the gym. Now, the legend of the school is, and this is the story, that the janitors, when they're here at night, had a lot of problems with elevators going up and down on their own. TVs turning on and off, lights flickering, the sound of children running and playing in the hallways. They also had one custodian that ran out in the middle of his shift and swore he would never go back again because of the goings-on in the halls of the School of the Dead. Now, today, we still have children here. They seem to not be bothered. They never have a problem in the daytime. It's only when the custodians are here at night. And to this day, they have 2 on duty at all times when they're here cleaning the school at night. And they never stay all night. Now, let's go on to our next stop. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our third stop. This is Old Elgin Central High. Now, this is not one of our more infamous haunts. This is just one of our lower, more unknown haunts. It all has to do with a fire that happened way back in the early 1900s. It was caught in the far end of the school. It burned up and killed a lot of animals. No human victims that we know of. But during renovation, they had some things happen that would cause it to be on our little list. Rooms that were boarded up seemed to be walked into and they were bright as day inside. but yet the windows were boarded closed. A phantom cat running through the halls. And just small happenings like creaking floors, doors slamming, stuff like that. So now, let's move on to our next one. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to travel on to our next stop, which is the Buttermans. It once was a restaurant where a lot of the patrons had, let's say, a bit of an uneasy time at dinner. They would see shadows darting in and out of darkened corners. Little things going on like that all over the restaurant as they sat and ate. Then later on it was purchased and was used as office building, and now they use it as a single family residence again. So the mansion itself is now just a home. But one unique thing about the Buttermans is that it is noted that the oldest tree in Elgin stands in the yard. That would be that big tree right there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the oldest tree in Elgin. Been standing there for well over 200 years. Now, if you notice that the Buttermans is an old Victorian. It's been here for itself for almost 150 years. It's been many, many things, and now it's down to just a home. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to the last stop, well, almost the last stop, on our little passage through the paranormal. This is a house that we call Liberty Street. It's a house that we were actually called into for an investigation of claimed paranormal activity. Let's meet the people who own the house. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Brian and Vanessa. They own the house. Now let's go on inside.
We both moved into this house in 2 years ago, actually a year and a half ago, and as soon as we moved in we started noticing shadows and footsteps and whispers. We would see, it looked like people walking around, just a lot of stuff like that.
Things disappearing.
Yeah, things disappearing. Vanessa got scratched. We saw a hand that would come out like this, and the fingers would shake like that, and then the hand would just disappear.